Segment 2, Heredity. Before watching Heredity, think about this. What physical characteristics do you share with family members? What personality traits do you share with family members?
Much of who we are is determined by our genes. Psychologist Dr. Tom Bouchard of the University of Minnesota is world-renowned for his research on identical twins separated at birth.
The striking thing about this study is that the identical twins reared apart are about as similar as identical twins reared together.
If genes are so powerful in determining who we are, then how do they work? Each gene carries a single unit of inheritance. Each gene may control just one trait, or many genes can contribute to the expression of a trait, such as the color of our eyes, the shape of a flower, or the number of legs an animal has. A human cell contains many thousands of different genes. The passing of these sets of instructions specifying traits from one generation to the next is called heredity.
DNA is a molecule that has two parts to it. When it divides, the two strands separate, and two new strands are created. The DNA that's in you, the DNA that's in me, has a direct trace right back to that molecule that was on Earth 4 billion years ago.
DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, is found in the nucleus of almost all living cells, bound tightly into chromosomes. Each chromosome consists of two identical parts, called chromatids. During mitosis, or cell division, the chromatids split and come together to form two identical new cells. During meiosis, the chromosomes replicate and then divide twice more. The result is sex cells, each with half the usual number of chromosomes. Each organism gets half its chromosomes from its mother and half from its father. What makes an individual unique is the specific combination of the organism's genes and any mutations that occur during the reproduction process. Dominant traits, such as dark hair, are characteristics that need only one gene from a parent. On the other hand, recessive traits, such as light hair, require a combination of the same type of gene from both parents. Some scientists think we are governed completely by our genes. Others conclude that a combination of factors, some inherited and some environmental, determines the characteristics of an organism. Fossil research tells us much about genetics and the effects that environmental changes can have on extinction or development of species.
Birds descended from dinosaurs. And so, yeah, they're birds, but they're also, in a larger sense, dinosaurs. And that's a really cool thing, because it means that dinosaurs aren't extinct.
This preserved specimen of Archaeopteryx has the feathers of modern birds, plus the teeth and long bony tail of its predecessors. If Archaeopteryx was an intermediate species, then what dinosaur did it come from? Many scientists theorize that its ancestors were a group of bipedal dinosaurs known as theropods. One of the more famous theropods was Velociraptor, which ran and had hunting patterns similar to today's ostriches. Dr. Ted Goslow, professor of ecology and biology at Brown University, and graduate student Sam Poor are studying bird locomotion and the skeletal patterns of European starlings in flight.
Okay, so let's go ahead and put him in and get him going. There we go.
High-speed photography and X-ray film show that bird wings in flight resemble the arms of Velociraptor, grabbing its prey.
So a stroke that began as a predatory stroke in these raptors of Jurassic Park now becomes the same, or nearly the same stroke, as something that propels the bird in the air.
Although dinosaur fossil research can help us understand the interrelationship of heredity, environmental changes, and the development of species over time, what does the future of genetics hold? Our knowledge of genes is opening up a whole new world. Scientists now think that they can use knowledge about genes to find cures for serious diseases, such as cancer. It is becoming increasingly clear that our lives and our world are a dramatic tapestry woven by heredity and environment.
Now that you've seen heredity, talk about this. How do genes determine physical characteristics? In what ways does your environment affect your development?